So in a recent video, I used my new Anchor portable power station to bake a pizza while flying. While the mid-flight pizza was incredibly tasty, this was a highly impractical application. So I wanted to try something a little bit more practical. The idea would be an overnight Paramotor camping mission, but now with the onboard power station, I can run appliances like a mini fridge, grill, egg cooker, and trendy string lights. I call it paraglamping. This is awesome. Before we get into it though, I want to take a moment to thank Anchor for sponsoring this video and for enabling me to live in power. If you caught the last video, you know that this power station has some pretty incredible specs. 2048 watt hours of battery capacity and 2400 watts of AC power output. It has 4 AC ports, 3 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As, 2 car outlets, and 1 TT30 port for powering an RV. It weighs 67.2 pounds, but the easy tow handle and durable wheels make it easy to transport. The EV grade batteries are rated for 3,000 cycles or approximately 10 years of everyday use. It will charge from 0 to 80% in just 1 hour. This unit was previously called the Powerhouse 767, however, it just got freshly rebranded to the Anchor Solix F2000. Anchor is actually having a Solix Fan Day beginning June 25th, where they will be offering some pretty great discounts, up to $1,200 off, as well as countless other benefits. You can find more information in the first link in the description. Much like the last mission, I called upon my trike-mobile to lift the power station. Except this time, instead of an oven, I had multiple appliances, food, drinks, a tent, and camping supplies for the night. I came up with this configuration. Here's a closer look at the setup. All right, we are ready to set sail on our Paramotor glamping mission. I'm calling it glamping because thanks to the Anchor Solix F2000 that I have on board, we're gonna be able to power a lot of appliances. So down here we have the star of the show, the Anchor Solix F2000, which is currently powering our onboard fridge. Instead of bringing a cooler and ice, which is way too old school, we have technology. So I'm running a full-on fridge to keep my refreshments, my dinner, and my breakfast cold. The current stats on the screen are at 100% battery, and it's saying I can run this fridge for 1.4 days, so it should be very good for the entire night. Inside my duffel here, I have 2 more appliances, a small grill and an egg cooker, and then I also have string lights. So we're gonna put this battery bank to the test and see how much battery we can actually use on an overnight camping mission. Glider's laid out, the motor's warmed up, the grass is freshly mowed, and I think we're ready to take to the sky. So let's get suited up, we'll take off and see where we're gonna spend the night tonight.
Nice and graceful. I guess my weight and balance just right for the weight of the Anchor Solix and all my appliances. Take one last look at the airport. See you tomorrow morning. And we're gonna head north over this hill where there's a lot of trees, and then we're going to scout a landing zone in the next valley over. This is by far the best way to commute. All those people down there on the highway. I'm just up here enjoying this view, enjoying the fresh air. It's gorgeous. All right, so here we are, high above the Musconetcong River Valley. Named that because the river that you see right down below us is called the Musconetcong River. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna come in for a landing in the corner of one of these fields down to my right. I can pack up my wing and I can scoot my little trike-mobile down to the river and set up camp under the trees and listen to the river as I fall asleep tonight. I have an idea of where I want to land down here, but this is legitimate uncharted territory, kind of bush pilot stuff. We're gonna have to feel out the terrain as we get closer. All right, eyeing up our approach. It's still turbulent down here. We have a very small runway to work with, but we're gonna give it a shot. Pressure's on. Bring her around town. This is our runway. This little narrow piece of grass. Okay, we gotta commit before we hit the trees. Nice and easy, nice and smooth. And touchdown. And taxi. Yes, sir. We have arrived. Where am I, dude? You guys are living this experience in the moment just as I am. Let's take a look. Our battery pack is at 98%. We're pulling 26 watts and we have 1.4 days still of power with our fridge, which lights up.
All right, status report. We just landed. Trike-mobile, glider, beautiful sunset. My idea from here, obviously the river is right down the hill. I'm going to pack my wing up, stick it in the bag, and then I can throw it on the trike and I can taxi like a little dune buggy down to the river. So let's get that underway. All right, I got my wing packed up. It's pretty big. It's gonna obstruct my view a little bit, but let's hop in the trike and do a little exploring down by the river and see if we can find a good camping site.
All right, let's climb into the trike. Over the hill we go. This thing has no brakes. Woo! Here we go. This is exactly what we're looking for. A little fast. Woo! Woo! Don't flip the trike. Don't flip the trike. I think this is our spot.
All right, we made it. That hill was a little bit sketchy. I was dragging my foot through the mud so that we didn't get going too fast and then it inadvertently end up in the river or flipped. But let me give you guys a tour of the campground. We have a nice flat spot here to set up the tent. It's a little bit muddy, but we'll be okay. We have the beautiful Musconetcong River. So this is our spot. It's beautiful, back of a cornfield. We've got the river. I'm gonna start getting set up. So I'm gonna set up the tent. I'm gonna get our appliances going and I'll time lapse that and then I'll check in with you guys when we start cooking our burgers. Now we're officially paramotor glamping. So I got the fridge, we got the string lights for the aesthetic, the tent. I'm gonna take you guys down to the river real quick before we start grilling. Good old Musconetcong River. Fun fact, I went to a middle school that's like kind of downstream of here. And in our science class, we had this crustacean project or something. We would go out into this river and like flip over rocks and look for crustaceans and critters that were out there. Good memories. What do you guys think? Not too bad. Got the lights, the aesthetic, but it's getting late and I'm getting hungry. I haven't had dinner. So let's see if I can cook a meal. In one of the previous episodes, I cooked a meal over an open fire that I started. But in this episode, we have technology. We have the Anker Solix. First off, Anker Solix is chilling. We're at 96%. Inside our refrigerator, I packed some cheese, 2 hamburgers. We got a nice beer and we have eggs for the morning. Let's close that up and keep that cool. Over here, I bought the probably world's smallest portable grill. All right, let's fire up this grill and see what we got. All right, now we're pulling 765 watts. My whole dinner relies on this setup actually working, and this hasn't been tested yet. I literally just bought this grill today. So we're gonna hope the Anker power bank comes through, or else I'm gonna be really hungry tonight. I didn't come out with a table, so we're using the Anker as the table. We got our display showing that we can run this for 2.5 hours, but it's definitely not gonna take 2.5 hours. Over here we got buns, we got some toast for the morning, salt, pepper, paper towels, and some flippers. This is the life, man. The coolest thing about doing stuff like this is just the fact that I flew here. I came in like a bird, thousands of feet in the sky, and then you're down here camping and it's just so quiet and grounding. But I came from the sky, like it's a weird thing. Grill is showing green. It's honestly very hot. Power status still 95%, so we're doing great. Let's put these burgers on. This grill barely has enough room for 2 burgers. But look at that. Oh, this is awesome. The burgers are sizzling. You can smell the aromas. Epic. I almost forgot, I brought a beer. This is called Galaxy Cluster Double IPA 8.5%. All right, check it out. I think our burgers are done. Look at that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I unplug the right one. Turn our grill off. Let's check our anchor status. 88%. And we cooked 2 burgers. Let's put some cheese on. So the cheese back in the refrigerator. I still can't believe we have a full-on refrigerator running out here. All right. I made a huge tactical error when I was at the supermarket earlier today and I totally forgot ketchup. But space was tight anyway, so straight cheeseburger, that's the move. Cooked to perfection. All right, my friends, I am fully satisfied with my dinner. The bugs are starting to come out, obviously, because we're next to a river. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish my drink. I think I'm gonna leave these lights on all night. I mean, there are bears out here. I'm not too worried about bears, but maybe the lights would repel wildlife. So I'm gonna unhook them from my tent so my tent's not illuminated and just put them all around the trike. And I'm gonna leave the lights on all night long as well as my fridge. If we take a look down here, we're at 86%. We can run this configuration, lights and fridge, for 1.1 days. We're pulling 33 watts. Not too bad for having cooked dinner and ran some lights and ran the fridge all day. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna relocate my stuff. I'm gonna snuggle up in my tent and I'll see you guys in the morning for breakfast and then our departure back up the super steep hill and hopefully a nice smooth flight in the morning.
Good morning. We made it through the night. Honestly, not the best night of sleep I've ever gotten, but it was all right. Lights were on all night. We got 59% power. Fridge is still running. I'm gonna whip out the egg maker. I'm gonna try to make a little egg sandwich, and then we're gonna get set back up and over this hill. So I don't know how that's gonna go, and see about flying home. Breakfast is served. Little egg and Swiss sandwich. Pretty primitive, but it works. So now that our mission is complete, I just have to clean up my mess. I have to get everything up the hill and we'll launch again. But let's take a look at our power supply. Still rocking 56%. Everything's unplugged. I have no need to power any more appliances. So that's our ending voltage percentage, 56%. Not too bad. I'm gonna get everything set up again. We're gonna have a nice, beautiful flight home. I can just see the sunrise starting to peek through behind me. So let's get going.
All right, at this point, camp is all cleaned up. Everything is wet and muddy. I'm ready to go home and get a nice shower. But first, let's see if we can make it off-roading back up this hill. Not a problem at all. Not my cleanest takeoff ever, but we are up. I think our left wingtip was snagged in the bushes a little bit, so we had a very asymmetric inflation.
On the way back home, I did a quick touch and go in some wet grass and one back on the runway just to wash and dry my wheels. This camping trip was uniquely awesome thanks to the Anker Solix F2000. I definitely want to do more trips like this in the future, so if you have any other creative ideas, be sure to comment them down below. Definitely don't forget Anker Solix Fan Day on June 25th, and be sure to check out the link in the description for discounts up to $1,200 off. Thanks for watching. Till the next one, have fun, fly safe, Peace.